Oh, I can't let him take my soul. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before it hit your fist, but it hit the fan when I got him down at pinch. But I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't take these hoes, cause my last name ain't Kent. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she pays tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah, yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet. I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rasida Edwards, and this is our 4th week episode of This Is What I Think. I'm here tonight with two of my friends, Miss Taylor Washington and Robert Bryant. We'll have Todd Rhodes on the air in just a little bit. But we're going to start this episode off tonight with an intro of myself and kind of giving you guys some information about me. I'm a 40-year-old resident of Savannah. Been here all my life. I'm a parent of one, multiple business owner in the city of Savannah. This past election year, I ran for office, made my run for alderman at large, post 1 in Savannah. And I ended up, for my first time running for office, I actually came in second to a former alderman, which I think was a pretty good run, being as that there was 7 candidates in our race, actually 2 former aldermen. So came in second place, was very proud of myself with that run, garnered over 4,000 votes my first time running for office. So pretty proud of that accomplishment. Again, multiple business owner. I'm the owner of Vintage Special Event Center, which is a wedding and concert venue located in the 1st District, 980 Industry Drive. I'm also the owner of Wild Cherry Entertainment, which is a marketing and production and promotions company. So yeah, but we also have Robert Bryant on the line. So I'm going to give Robert some time to introduce himself. I'm sorry, Dr. Robert Bryant, some time to introduce himself.
Well, good evening. I'm no stranger to the Our Black Media family and our viewers. So I'm Robert Bryant, also here in the city of Savannah, where like Rasida and Taylor and some other guests that'll be joining us, had a successful run for city council. And it's always successful when you add conversation to the narrative. When you show people who are in office that they're neglecting things, it's always a good conversation, a good opportunity to kind of raise the issues there. I also ran for Public Service Commission back in 2020 alongside Daniel Blackman, Senator Warnock, and also. So that's kind of that world. But my professional life, I guess, I'm a caretaker, which is primary for my mother. Also a higher education professional, where soon will be hopefully faculty at a close university. But in addition to that, I own a travel business, so I'm a travel agent. If you're looking forward to traveling, we can get that done. But that's pretty much some of the hats I wear. But love community organizing, voter education. We'll talk more about that as we go through tonight.
Awesome. Taylor, I'm going to pass the mic over to you.
Hello, everyone. I am Taylor, and first I would like to thank Rasida and Our Black Media for inviting me on her first show. Kudos, my sis. But also, my name is Taylor. Again, I am the co-owner of Two Chef Gullah Geechee Soul Food Restaurant, which was previously located on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I am a mother of 11 children. I am a wife of 33 years. Also, I am the founder of Savannah Chatham Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. I ran for 2nd District. My first time running was absolutely phenomenal. A great experience, something that I know I can, tuck under my belt. It really pushed me into areas that I really need. Not just that, just being a voice for the community, fighting for the things that has been swept under the rug for our community and continue to be. But I'm glad to be here to have this conversation and move forward with that later on.
All right. I see Todd was trying to come in, so I guess he'll join us back in. Oh, there he goes. So we're going to pass the mic over to Todd. Hey, Todd. So pretty much just give the people an introduction of yourself and let them know who you are as far as your run for public office, and then we'll get this conversation going.
Got you. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Anthony Rhodes Jr. And I ran for office. I ran actually twice. I ran one time before for a school board president. And I also ran for District 3 for alderman for the city of Savannah. I don't regret anything. I love it. I learned so much, you know, for the community, what it takes. I learned the pros of things. I learned the cons of things, of certain things, so I thank God for the opportunity. Even though, I didn't come out on top, I don't regret it. I learned a lot throughout the whole process. And so, I'm just motivated. It motivate me even more to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on in government and what's going on in our communities, because it's very important to know. So once you gain that knowledge and you have that knowledge, it's something that you can educate everybody else on. Because a lot of people don't know because they never been there. They never did it. And so guess what? If I can do it, you can do it too. So
Right. And that kind of leads us into our first topic. I mean, with everybody's introduction, we all ran for office. None of us came out on top, but we, again, like Todd said, we all learned some valuable lessons. We definitely got our voices out there as far as being advocates for the community and being those people that are trying to bring the voices of the people to the forefront. The least, the lost, and the left out are those people that we definitely tried to represent and still are representing. Even though we didn't win, we're still out here doing the work. And I think that's the most important part, that even though we didn't win, we're still out here doing the work.
right. And forgive me for this. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? RG, Taylor, Rasida, how y'all doing? I had to correct myself. Hey, I had to, that's good. That's good. Forgive me, y'all. I felt the conviction. I said, no, I got to speak to them. So I'm sorry, y'all.
And that's one of the things I asked you guys to be on here because, granted, we all met through our run for office, and because we all share a unique bond as far as wanting to help people, friendship was formed. And I appreciate each one of you and what you guys have brought to my life. And kind of, moving forward, I want to know, as far, because we all ran for different positions. Robert, you ran for the 5th, Taylor the 2nd, Todd the 3rd. Since the election, have you spoken to any of the residents or had any interesting conversations with residents on how things has progressed in almost, because we're coming up on a year now that since the election. So Robert, I'll start off with you.
Oh, wow. Do you really want to?
I might need to shift that around. I might need to say Robert for last. Let's go to Taylor first.
Okay, because I'm gonna be very transparent, and it's gonna be real. Yeah.
Let's go to Taylor first.
Okay. Just throw me under the bus, Robert.
No, I'm gonna throw this neighborhood under the bus in about 1.2 seconds.
Listen. Of course, I spoke with quite a few people. They are. I mean, there isn't any words to really express how they feel about how things are going. They do feel that, their voice, their vote don't count. They really feel like, just throwing in the towel and just like being done, because it has, to be honest, it hasn't even been a year yet, and things has progressed worse.
Absolutely.
But this is what we were trying to tell them from the start. We were trying to warn them, what was ahead of us, what has already taken off. As I always stated, the train has left the station, and if you didn't do anything about it, we couldn't stop it, but we could have slowed it down.
Slowed it down. That's right.
Down, but now that thing running full force, baby. Ain't got no mind.
All gas, no brakes.
None. No brakes is broke, baby. So it's like right now, you just got to take what's being handled. It hurts. It really does. But I said, okay, well, I couldn't come back that way because I don't take it as a loss. I don't lose anything. I learn. I win some, I learn some. And in this situation, I learned that's not my only battlefield. So,
Right.
honest, not being, for my opinion, not me being in office was great for me because it comes with a lot of restrictions. It kind of stopped my flow a little bit because the things that I want to do, certain things you can't do. And I'm just on it. I'm out here organizing. I'm behind the scenes. I'm doing what needs to be done for my people, paving the way. So I'm not going to stop. That's all I can say. I'm not going to.
Todd, how about over there in the third? Have you had a conversation, had the opportunity to talk to any of the residents?
Well,
It's
some people that I talk to, some are very real. They're real people. They have a heart. They have passion for their communities and all type of stuff like that. So those people, yes, I hear from them. And it's the same old stuff. That we was hearing before. Phone calls are not being answered. Emails are not being answered or returned. And it's like left on the chopping block. Also, too, I'm gonna mention this. What I'm very hurt about. I'm very hurt about B Nicole's.
oh, we
I'm
we we gonna that's on the list. We definitely
okay.
but go
o-
ahead, cause
Okay.
we gonna definitely
Okay.
talk
So I'm
about
gonna
that.
make it short.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
make it short though. But I'm an entrepreneur, and so to see that another entrepreneur, in the third district who has a wonderful business. I mean, the food is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's
You
great.
see what I'm saying? The atmosphere, I just love it. So just imagine, because I remember going to the meetings and hearing the people at the neighborhood association meetings, to tell me if I'm wrong, Rashida, stating that they wanted it,
They
that they had no
wanted it.
problem with that
They
inside of the
wanted it.
community.
Yep.
So, just because somebody did not kiss the pinky ring, um,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a problem with them? You're gonna buck on them, you're gonna say no. It just doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
it's really sad. So, but the part that get me with the people, right? Now, Rashida, you and I both know we went to voters, door to door, speaking
Yep.
with them and having conversations. But I still can't answer for what happened because everybody's fed up. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out, like, I didn't go to people who didn't vote. I went to people who actually go and vote.
So
And
yeah.
so to see the turnout and see how things the way it didn't go, I'm quiet. I don't say nothing. I just live my life, help who I can help, be a blessing who I can be a blessing unto. And they got it. That's why I don't comment on stuff. I don't say nothing because guess what? Next time you should know to get up off your feet
Yeah.
and go on and vote.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
hey,
the whole B Nicole's conversation, and I'm gonna go last just because I ran for at large, so that kind of covers the entire city. But the B Nicole situation is so unfortunate. Just like you said, it's a great establishment as a business owner, and actually, all four of us are small business owners. So as an entrepreneur, watching the progression that this business has gone through. Taylor's a restaurant owner, so she know more than all of us. What all goes into having a restaurant and tireless days and working with the equipment and things of that nature. And just like you said, to not go through the process of kissing the ring, because that's what this boils down to. I've made several posts over the past year as it pertains to B Nicole's, and I've seen feedback from people, and I've heard people say, "Oh, that they said the people didn't want it." I talked to the people. We talked to the people. Todd and I, just like you just said, we were in these meetings. We had conversations with these people. We went door to door to these people in that district. Residents in the third district want more restaurants and establishments on that side of town because they don't feel like they have enough. They want more things like that. They were in support of that. What they weren't in support of is that apartment complex going up. That's what they weren't in support of. But mysteriously, that's going up. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, you see how much them apartments are?
I didn't. Enlighten me.
Mm.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we just saw two different sets. One was 7,000 and one was 8,000 a month, which is insane. Like, who can afford that? But we're gonna talk about housing in just a minute. But Robert, you and I both live in the fifth district, so come on, lay it on us, Robert, because I know you got a lot.
Y'all read it. Y'all read clearly because we're about to tell a story. What have we heard from the people over here? Well, Sylvan Terrence, y'all, I just got to start here because this is my most famous story. I never forget canvassing Sylvan Terrace neighborhood and knocking on that door, and one of the residents saying, why would I vote different? I said, did you know about a development going on across the street from y'all behind the Jewish Education Alliance? Oh, they just cutting the trees down there. Oh, are those trees still on, or do y'all like that new apartment complex I was telling y'all about? So now let's come on down the road. Let's talk about our residents in the 5th district that didn't vote. Liberty City by itself. Now let's talk about Liberty City, Richfield, South over Richfield, which I think now needs to be split because we have an illegitimate president. Y'all, let me tell the story on this. So I become the vice president, duly elected after the election, y'all. After the
Municipal election.
Get voted vice president, and somebody who doesn't even live in the neighborhood who hates me because I ran against their friend who was doing nothing, found a way to throw the election out and get rid of me as a vice president. So I am still the elected people's vice president of Liberty City, South over Richfield, whatever you want to call it. So that's what has happened. What has happened is the voice of the people have been ignored. What has happened is you have now Alicia and Bernetta down there struggling to fight for the 1st district, the 5th district, the lost and left out. And what has happened is this city council have allowed developers to create apartments like right down on the edge of downtown. I rode by it yesterday, called The Line, and the basic studio is $1,600 a month. What has happened is people live in poverty, and there's been a damn thing done for poverty in this city because you got people who are up the behinds of the developers and Great Parker. What has happened is our city council has failed and continues to be a laughing stock of Georgia. That's what's happened.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna go last. So, running for at large, my touch with people has been widespread from different districts, and my biggest concern has been housing. I get more inboxes and text messages and phone calls of Savannahans losing their apartments, looking for places to stay, not being able to afford rent, and the struggles of bare necessities, daily necessities. And then you'll have some people say, well, what does that have to do with city council? Everything. Mm-hmm. Everything. Because certain moves that are being made, it's a trickling effect. And you make one wrong move and it knocks all the blocks down. And that's what has been happening for years. And unfortunately, we're seeing this in the predominantly Black areas and Black neighborhoods. Ours is part just fine. Ours is part been getting what they needed over there. They're still getting what they needed. During the election time, I went to one of their neighborhood meetings. And most of you know, most of the parks have these splash pads at the parks. And I'm sitting in the meeting and they're so excited about the fact that their park is getting a second splash pad. And I said, excuse me? I said, what do you mean a second splash pad? He says, oh yeah, well, we have one, a frog or something, and we're getting a dragon. So that's interesting that you guys are on your second one, and there's still neighborhoods that don't have one. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And one of the biggest problems that I've seen with the residents here, especially our young people, and to some degree, I can understand some of it because you get so tired of going through the voting process and still getting nothing. So you get irritated. You say, I'm just not going to do it anymore. And that's what we saw in our election. We saw the lowest voter turnout in Savannah history. Those numbers were insanely low. But you can fault them, but you easily can understand why they feel like that, especially the younger people, because they're looking at it like, what am I getting for this? I'm getting somebody that's going to tell me that they're going to do something to help the situation. And when they get, I heard that one so many times. Oh, Rasida, are you going to be like everybody else? Are you going to just tell us what we want to hear, get in there, flip the script, and do nothing to help us? And it's so sad because the people that are truly advocating on behalf of the average person are the ones that get drugged through the mud. I watch it every day on social media. Bernetta is up there fighting daily as a member of the NAC, the West Side Neighborhood Advisory Council, I'm privy to emails that are between her, city council, about the West Side, and I'm watching this lady fight with the city manager daily about things that are happening on the West Side and getting nowhere because she's in the minority. I'm watching Alicia fight council sessions, getting nowhere because we're in the minority. We have to, you know what? We're going to pause this for a minute and we are going to take a break. We'll be right back after this break, guys.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
Hey there! Are you ready to amplify your voice and embrace your passion? Tune in to Our Black Media Network, where community comes first and every story matters. We're here 24/7, delivering powerful content on everything from financial literacy to the latest in sports and mental health. We are unapologetically real, reflecting the heartbeat of our community with programs that inspire, empower, and drive change. Join us on all major media platforms to celebrate our unique voices and advocate for the change we want to see. With over 50K monthly viewers, our network is your go-to destination for authentic, engaging content. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the change. Tune in to Our Black Media Network today and let your voice be heard.
All right, we are back. But just kind of picking up where we left off, we have to figure out a way to motivate, especially for as far as our local elections go, motivate our younger people to get more engaged. Todd and Taylor, I think you both kind of hit on. Well, I think Taylor, you said it. Where you said we tried to tell them, and no longer than a week or two after that election, it's like things started flying off the hinge like that. It wasn't even a month, and I had people calling saying, "Wait a minute, is that what you were talking about?" And I'm like, "It's too late now. It's all gas, no brakes now."
Yes, that Monopoly board was the one. Yeah.
I'm so out of the way. I'm so out the way in my own thing, doing focus on what I got to do. Till ain't nobody can even come to me about nothing dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I ran for. And this is the thing right here I want people to understand. Now, you take somebody like me, right, who is not perfect, right? Who made some poor choices and made some mistakes, right? But the word says when I was a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things, right? And so I learned to put away childish things, right? But you have these so-called people, right, that look like us. I'm talking about look like me and you. I'm not talking about no other race, because no other race, they have been actually showing me support, okay? But people that look like you and I, see a young man, that okay, he struggled, he been through some stuff, but look, that right there, guess what? I can relate to the communities. I can relate to a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? But what they did, they try to throw my past. They try to make up stuff. They try to make me look like I was a menace to society, right? But see, I didn't allow that trick to get to me, because guess what? I was focused on continuing to do good. Because when you do good, that silence the foolish talk. And I'm gonna tell you this: ever since that race was over, I ain't hear no more about that crap coming from people. And then just to make it this is the saddest part. Some of the people that was doing this stuff, some of these people are in the church and have titles.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, and I'm glad you brought that up, Todd. I definitely kind of want to expound on that, because we were all the victims of that game that was played. And weirdly, even though some of the re-elected officials have criminal past and or whatever, mugshots, whatever, those things weren't put out there, but us as whatever, we were criminalized, or at least attempted to be made into criminals. Never posting, for those that are aware. So during our run, there was some mugshots from all of our past. Mine personally was a suspended license when I was 20 years old, and that was 20 years ago. And this group of supporters of some of the elected officials thought that it was, I guess, helpful to their friends' campaigns to attempt to try to criminalize the candidates, actually all of the candidates, even beyond the ones that are on the screen today. Chase, Tony, all of the candidates. And it's so sad because during the campaign, we were made to look like young people that had no guardrails. We were just off the hinge, fly off, and that was so far from the truth, because when these things and other things came our way, we handled them with class, dignity, and respect. And some of those things deserved us to kind of pop off. And I have to say, we all took it on the chin, kept it moving, and stayed focused to why we were doing what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because, just like you said, Todd, some of these individuals are not only leaders in churches. I mean, first of all, they're in leadership in our city, but they're in leadership in churches. They're respected in the community, and for poor behavior. For poor behavior. There was a situation, a forum that happened in the 3rd district. And the behavior that was displayed in that church was absolutely despicable. It was disgusting. A complete show happened by an elected official.
No, that's cute though, Rasida. That's cute.
What happened
For real.
Yeah, she tried to put some ice cream on it. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
it was.
cute. That's cute.
That was real cute for her.
But hey, to much is given, much is supposed to be required, right? But see, man, go ahead, Rasida. Go ahead.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I'm
Go
good.
ahead.
I'm good. I just
You ain't on the ballot. You just gotta say it in a
listening.
godly manner. You know, do it like the bishop from the 5th district. Be very godly about it. The self-ordained bishop.
Uncut. What
All right,
Hey.
Taylor. They couldn't do nothing to me then. You're damn, you can't do nothing to me now.
But the sad part is though, and this was getting me, from the ministry to, especially because in Savannah and everything else, right? The what is the mission, first of all, of the community? What is the mission of the church? Why aren't we working together for the good and the betterment of all our communities? Like, why not? But see, it's not about that. And if you look and see the condition that our city is in, it nothing is perfect. So there always going to be some problems. Don't get me wrong on that, right? But however, let's all come together to address one at a time. Let's come up with some solutions. You see what I'm saying? And let's work this thing together. But I'm disappointed, and I ain't gonna lie. I had some days where I was hurt because I didn't know that people could get grimy like that. I didn't know people could smile in your face and stab you in your back like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that. But it changed my whole perception on the way I deal with people. I really like being by myself more now. You know what I'm saying? Because who can you trust? That's how it is, especially in that game. That's how it is. Who can you trust? Somebody smiling with you 1 minute.
Game.
It's
really
really dirty, and then very phony too. Yeah, I'm gonna call a spade because you can't tell me when you with me, oh, I got you, I support you. We jumping on you, we gonna support you. And then the minute you get around everybody else, oh, who?
No, I got one better for you. I got one better for you. And the crazy part is, whoever somebody supports is completely their decision. I mean, nobody's going to get upset about it and go cry in the corner. I mean, unless it's my daddy or my mama, I clearly expect them to support me. But other than them, I'm not going to go cry about somebody deciding to vote for somebody else. And there was a minister who I've always held in high regard, as far as we've had a very good relationship for the 20 plus years that I've known this person. And before I even announced to anybody that I was running, he was one of the people that I went and sat down and had a conversation with, just about the thought process of running. And, there was this great heart-to-heart conversation about, supporting me and all these things. And that was fine. It made me feel good, only to find out that that was never the case. And that conversation wasn't even necessary. When I went to that person, and I guess because I operate in such a realm of things just are what they are. And if I came to Taylor and said, "Hey, Taylor, I want to talk to you about something," I expect to have that conversation with Taylor, but Taylor doesn't need to add the extra sauce on top just because, right? And I would be lying to say that that didn't bother me at first, because I thought that the relationship that this individual and I had was that of one of honesty. And that person could have said, "Hey, I've known this person for probably longer than you've been alive, and I'm going to support her." That's fine. But yeah, I found out, Todd. I'm with you, Todd. I came into this thinking that everybody had the same heart of trying to do what was best for people, and maybe we just had two different visions on how to get there. But found out so quickly that it's not about that with everybody. With some people, it's just about control. It's about power. It's about fame, so to speak, popularity. But for some, helping people is at the bottom of the totem pole. And
Exactly. I
that's
mean,
where the issue is going to always come into play between myself personally and a lot of our elected officials, because their mindset and their heart isn't to help the people. I've seen this firsthand, because if it was, some of the decisions that have been made would never have been made.
we ain't lying. And then all that nastiness. Look what we had to go through when we were sitting there having these communities meetings, having pens and stuff slashed out my hands, like all type of stuff, man. Like, really? Like, you doing this for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I was always taught to respect my elders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to sit here and disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit there and blow it up and doing anything like that. Anything like that. But it's just sad that why I got to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
It
If you
shouldn't.
win, may the best person win. Like, I'm not even mad. Just like, for instance, I'm gonna use that as a prime example. Even though I didn't win, right? I came in second place. If you want to count the places, so I came in second place, right? I did not go on no type of social media outlets, talk about that person, down that person, or anything like that. Hey, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And you move on. What's for you? What's for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? But that did not give me a spirit to say, okay, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna accept defeat. You know what I'm saying? No, it just made me be stronger, really, and it helped me to grow. You know what I'm saying? So whenever the next level, whatever I'm gonna do in the future, guess what? I know I could kind of have a better idea of what to expect. You know,
Right.
I met some great people along the way, made some bonds with some people, went door to door, really got to hear from the people on what they want and what they're concerned about. And still to this day, these same people are sitting there saying that they're being ignored still. So guess
Oh
what?
yeah.
At least they know I did I did what I could do. And then check this now. I'm gonna keep it real. It's some stuff that I had promised to do that if I was elected or not, or not, and I'm still doing those things
Still
that I
doing
said
it.
I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? So people know that, So, man, just keep doing what I'm doing, and guess what? And I want you all to keep doing the same thing.
Robert, I gotta ask you. Would you like to give a quick overview of this development on the fairgrounds? Can you hear me,
Robert,
Robert?
time.
He looked like he froze, unless he just
Yeah, he
pretending
must
to
be
stand
froze.
still. Unless he just standing still on us.
And he ain't standing still, because he would have jumped on that topic. He would have jumped on that topic real quick. There you
Yeah,
go.
Oh man, he gonna come back. There you go.
I think you might be having one issue.
Oh, he must have got Verizon.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But so I guess while we're waiting on Robert to kind of jump back in, let me ask you about so crime. That was one of the big conversations that we were having during campaign season. We were having a lot of issues with young people, shootings, things of that nature. That does not have seemed to have slowed down any. Todd, you work with young people, you're a coach. So how has that experience been on that side with the kids, dealing with them directly? Uh-oh, we lost Todd. Okay, Robert, you're back up. It's just me and you now, Taylor.
The Wi-Fi is doing this thing.
It's doing
But
its thing today.
crime. Where is poverty? There's going to be crime. I mean, the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Okay, well, I can challenge that a little bit because at the end of the day, the lack thereof is the root of all evil. Because when a person doesn't have what they need to sustain, to provide, to survive, they go outside of the norms and create crime.
Right.
So if people have the ability, or if there were things in place, because I'm I was born in the late '70s. Okay, so I came up in crack cocaine epidemic. Okay, I came up during that time, but during that time there were community services, there was programs in place, there was things to keep children off the street.
The
And I was
trees.
so I experienced that. I know what it looked like to see a crackhead in the lane, high, or drug, or beaten up, or even unalive. You know what I'm saying? I experienced that. But at the end of the day, there were outlets for
Right.
me, that I took advantage of, not just for me, but my children. I had two children that were born in the 90s, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's when we started to see the decrease of the programs within the community. So, I believe if we put trades back in schools, in the community where these kids can learn a trade, a skill, give them some things to do. What about the summer programs? I'm still trying to figure. Some people, but I mean, where is it? I mean,
And
every
we can't say that the money isn't there, because
no, the
they've been
money,
taking in more money than ever before. So they can't say that the money isn't there. But
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I'm sorry.
So
Go ahead.
no, but I'm just saying, Rashida. My thing is that if we put back what we know that works, it's been proven. This ain't something foreign.
Right.
It can change. It
Mm-hmm.
will change, but that's not the plan. See, that's the thing. So that's why the responsibility is on us, because
That's
ain't
right.
nobody gonna save us. They're not gonna say, if you're looking for somebody to save us, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Just-
There you
So it's up to us to do what we need to do for us. And when I say
Yep.
us, I'm talking about melanated people, because
Right.
we're in their plan. And we got some of us that's working with them for their plan, and they're going to eventually get the boot.
Right.
Okay? They're going to eventually get the boot. I don't know why they think it's going to always be gravy and grits, that good stuff. No, eventually you're going to get the boot, and then you're going to try to come back, but there ain't no coming back. And it's no coming back, because now you can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get out of the mindset of looking for help. They're not help. They're not.
Nope.
They're not going. You know, we
go.
got
Right.
to do this, and it has been done. Our ancestors has done it. It has been proven.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done. We just got to do it. And of
Yeah.
course, it's challenging. I mean, anything that's worth having is going to be a fight, but we got it in us to do it, and we fighting
Right.
for a
Mm-hmm.
greater cause. So let's do it. I mean, we have, and I said this on my show yesterday. We have the spending power. We can shut it down if we can just come together and put into us. We don't have communities no more. We have
You
Mm-mm.
neighborhoods.
you
Yeah.
know what? I wanna kind of jump in on what you just said, and talk about a topic. I don't know if y'all are aware of that. When Vice President Harris came to town, they went by Sandfly Barbecue, and apparently some members of the Republican Party called for a boycott on
Mm,
Sandfly Barbecue. And I eat at Sandfly all the time. And I have no quarrel with Sandfly barbecue. My issue was the group of individuals that formed an alliance to go, hey, this day we're going to go and we're going to pour all these dollars into Sandfly barbecue because the Republican Party is now boycotting them. My issue with that is you guys pulled away from other Black establishments, restaurants, to go pour into some, because understand, if this thing was on the other foot, nobody was coming over here to save us. Nobody was coming to save two chefs.
No.
They weren't coming to save two chefs.
We got it twisted. I'm not gonna even use the term confused. We lost. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know where the fight should be. We take the fight someplace else, and we neglecting home. You know, and it is, you know, and I know people don't like when we speak on it, but truth is
You
truth.
have to. You
You know
have
what
to.
I'm saying? Come on, y'all need to get it together. You know, how can the pot call the kettle black? You mad because you in business. Now you starting to feel what you've been dishing. Now you want to say something. Wait a minute, hold up. You can't shout at us, man. You know, get out here with all the other like-minded people who are fighting for the same cause. You know, to build our, like I said, we don't have any community. We got neighborhoods. We need our community back. And in order to do that, we got to come together. We got to come together. I was explaining to a young guy the other day. I was like, when I live, Red Brick, I come from the project. That was community when I was coming. Now, what it is today, I can't say. I don't live there, but it's not what it was. Okay, but I guarantee you, if I stayed on Draper Street, if I went on Brewer Street and I did something I ain't had no business doing, by the time I got home, my grandmama knew. That's community. That's community.
Well,
if Marie came around here doing so and so and so, I can't even lie. Oh, Miss Marie, you need to here. She done got into it with somebody. It was the protect zone. You know what I'm saying? It was where community came together to protect each other. Where that's at? We mind our own business right now.
Yep.
You can see the bricks off somebody, a woman, and you just ain't got nothing to do with that and go in the house. I mean, come on.
We mind our own business until we can get some out the transaction. That's where our communities are going. Right. Well, if you can't do nothing for me, if I can't get out the transaction where I'm winning, that's the problem now with why we have the city council we have today, is because I'm going to vote for this person because they came to my cookout, not because my neighbor next door needs to make sure. That's what pisses me off with Black folk in Savannah. We don't want to think beyond what's in front of us. Never mind what's going on with the next door neighbor. Never mind that all of these policies are disproportionately impacting our businesses, our communities, our neighborhoods. We don't mind because I'm good over here.
They play the piano at my church, Robert. But they play the piano at my church, Robert.
I almost said a bad word, but F a piano. After they're your goddaddy, I don't actually, after they're your family member. At the end of the day, what we got to think about is disproportionately under those bridges where the mayor kicked them out, they look like all of us. But we living nice over here in Summerside and Liberty City and Cloverdale. We living real nice. But we got to think about it. It's people that look, children that look like us in Ogeechee Road living out of hotels because we good. Because of the same people we put down there, they're protecting folk that don't even look like us. But our kids not only are living in hotels, but going to that jail cell, right?
Yeah.
I don't get the mindset. We don't have a mindset of community because the transaction doesn't benefit us. But I can guarantee you this: as soon as y'all go pull up to that green and that blue and that white building over to get gas in y'all car, just to show as y'all do that, they should be pumping money back in our program for our youth.
And they're not. And they're not.
When that poverty hit, there is a direct correlation between poverty and crime. But when they rob your house, then you're gonna be mad. The hate you give little infants fucks everyone, and that's what the.
Real quick, I'm gonna jump in, y'all. We're gonna take this commercial break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
And we are back. All right, we are back. So Robert, when we had a little freezing situation going on, so I wanted to give you some spotlight time to kind of give an update on this fairground development that I know you've been following very closely.
Yeah, I'm like Todd. I've honestly, you all, it's how do I want to put it in a nice way? I've stepped back so far to where it's like, you know what, you get what you deserve. Okay. And that's the attitude I have. If they don't like it, they don't like it so well. But there was a fairgrounds meeting the other night with Bridget Liddy, who's the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life. But whatever. So we get on there, and everything that the 5th District Coalition asked for, everything that Fowler Park, Taylorville asked for, they gave them the exact opposite. And so there's this retail rezone. Anytime they want to rezone, folks, that's bad.
Watch out.
Let's just be real about it. So they were talking about rezoning, and there was this word called retail that came across. And I said, I have a problem with retail because retail was never discussed. Not only that, if you've ever been on Medding Road, y'all want to put all these housing units. Then you want to put senior housing complexes up there. But then you want to put other retail housing out there. I said, boy, it's
gonna be a mess.
It's a big mess. There's no infrastructure plan. And the city is again trying to rush it. So I don't know. All I'm going to say is this. I would love to see the paperwork on who gets what, who knows who, and whose cousin is who, what's when. But the number one thing that I will say Dr. Harris asked for was that at least, even though y'all doing this mess with the deal, please make sure our Black developers and our black contractors in the city get some of the money. Because all that billions of dollars that's about to go on that fairgrounds, make sure our people get some of it. That's all I got to say about it. But
we'll hope, we'll keep our fingers crossed that happens. What's so unfortunate is that this has been an ongoing fight for years, and to know that, I mean, they were going to try to push through with things the way they wanted it anyway, but to know that everything they asked for, y'all pretty much just ignored again. I mean, and it's no different than what happened in the 1st District with the arena. Everything that y'all said that they would get with the development of the arena, they got none of it. They got no community benefit, which is why Alderwoman Bernetta Lanier refuses to step foot in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Because you told these people that this is what you guys paved right up until the lip of Carver Village.
Yep.
You're dealing with drainage right up until the lip of Carver Village.
Mm-hmm.
When they have sold out concerts at the arena, you want residents of that area to detour to get to their house. It's a pain in the butt to live in that area. But
and the sad
this doesn't happen in other neighborhoods, and I have to keep saying that. This doesn't happen it only happens in the predominantly Black areas where all of this arguing goes on, and we want this, we want this, we want this, and we get none of it. It would never have happened in Ardsley Park like that.
No.
Or Gordonston like that.
Let me add this, you all, because this is the thing that makes it even worse, is that our people that work in those jobs in that arena and this new thing y'all want to build, you don't even pay them a living wage. As a matter of fact, Greg Parker, I walked in one of your stores yesterday. On the sign that said, starting salary $14 to $17 per hour after 60 days. So what that tells me is you ain't even paying them a living wage, but you sure there's a problem we have, you all. And the thing is, you got to have policymakers that are going to think broadly about the things that they're doing. We are creating poverty on top of poverty, homeless on top of homelessness, and y'all want Lenny to fix it all. How in the hell, Chief, gonna fix it when you got problems out there that you all ain't even fixing with wages? But that's
It's the same thing for the hotel industry. I mean, look at what they're getting paid. You have people that are living in Hinesville commuting to Savannah to work at hotels downtown. Make it make sense.
That's their
and
plan,
can't
though.
afford to live there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't want us to live here. They displacing, pushing them out, force displacement out of the city of Savannah so they can commute to come back to work. That's the plan, and a lot of us are calling for it, selling our property. Okay, I get it. We need more educational information on the importance of property and land, etc. And we definitely need to move away from heirs property. We need to
that's
no heirs property. Please change that because that is the open door to gone. Your land is gone. It's done. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
need to get
the probate court is a whole scam in itself.
That's it. That's the whole thing, So if we can encourage our elders to move away, and I know trust costs, I get that, but designate a person who you're going to leave this to. Do not leave heirs property, please, because I got caught up in heirs property with two chefs, and come to find out it was 9 heirs. So they couldn't come together on whether they were going to keep it or not. But we had the conversation with them to find out, listen, if you get an offer, let us know. I guess our water wasn't cold enough. Our money wasn't green, baby. When we found out, it was done. It was done. It was done, baby. They came in. They appraised it at $300,000 or something, but they made them an offer of $700,000. Now you do the math. You divide $700,000 between 9 people.
Say that again.
Okay. They gave them and these young people, they age range from maybe 30, 38. I'll say estimate of 40. So you talking about maybe some who haven't had 10 stacks at one time. Or 5. So you do the math. You do 700 divided in 9 and see how much they got individual. But the thing is that you lowball the appraisal.
Yeah.
To make it seem like you're giving them something.
Wow.
That block is worth more than 7. That's commercial property.
But guess what, Taylor? And then go sell it for double that.
Triple.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it because I know the owner. She because we asked her before she died, could we buy it? She's like, no, I'm not selling. I'm not going to sell. She said, I will continue to rent to you and your husband. I will continue to do it, but I'm not selling. Well, and that thing had hurt, because now another prime property of melanated people gone.
Gone. Yep. Yeah, we've seen a huge increase in businesses, especially African American businesses closing within the past 365 days, and it has been a sad sight. We already didn't have that many anyway, and the very few that we have.
Wait a minute.
Where you going? Where you gonna go? It's like everything is so extremely high as far as lease. And baby, the price to purchase is like
ridiculous.
That's why when the conversation, I'm not even going to talk about the sisters building, but some of I look at some of these comments that happen on Facebook when certain things happen in the African American community, And so quickly, I'm like, y'all don't love yourselves. And by that, I mean, love yourself as a Black person, because so quickly it is tear down, tear down, tear down, beat up, beat up, beat up. But again, y'all ran to go dump money into a business that doesn't benefit your community. You had a
But
restaurant,
Rashida,
huh?
how does that surprise you? How does that surprises you though? That's the
You right.
question. Why do we act like stuff like this surprise us when we already know how these folks get down, what they do and how they do? You know what I'm saying? So that's what helped me. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I started realizing the fact that I have to have faith in God and not man, you know what I'm saying? And like fully put my trust in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you focus on man, man gonna constantly
Let you
disappoint you.
down.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what helped me to understand, like, you know what? It's time for me to focus on my relationship with God and get closer with him. Because guess what? He the one that provides for me. He the one that make ways for me out of no ways. You know what I'm saying? Not man. Man turn on you just as fast can turn. You see what I'm saying? But you know, it shouldn't shock us because we already know how it goes, especially us three. Well, because Robert know too, but us three, we already know how it goes. We know how people change up. We know how people do. So, you know, it's almost like, you know, the lights, camera, action. Whatever the lights, camera, action at, that's where they at. That's what they want to do. They all over the place. But let's get to the real. Let's get to the down and dirty where you really had to go to the grimiest of the grimiest. When you had to go, you know what I'm saying, to the hood of the hoodiest and try to focus on those areas, it's not gonna happen. It's only gonna
Right.
happen when, you know, lights, camera, action. And that's sad, but guess what? That's the way how it
That's the
is.
reality.
Until people wake up and get tired of that, then guess what? We're gonna keep going in this circle over and over and over again. And with me too, what I started doing too, not just looking at Savannah, right? But right here in Atlanta, College Park and all the different Union City, all that stuff. It's so many Black businesses that's there, that's thriving, that has support
Man,
from their city. And that's how they're able to grow. That's how they're you know, that's how they're becoming successful because everybody is working together. Nobody is jealous of nobody. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
different. It's different up there, man. It's different. I talked to two restaurant owners here, and they are considering closing down and moving to Atlanta and opening a location in Atlanta just because of not having the support here that they should. And I mean, great service, great food, but it's like in Savannah, I don't know what's in the water, but supporting our own, it ain't happening.
We got
It's
the
not.
offer. We definitely got the offer in Atlanta to go. Um, and I'm not saying no, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just that. And then for others, I know we got to wrap it up, but for all of
Right.
those people out there who make comments about, oh, why they didn't buy, they should have brought, and this is that and the third. You don't know the intel to the story why the person didn't buy. Just like
Exactly.
that I couldn't buy because she wouldn't sell. But when an opportunity came, because it done changed hands now. You see what I'm saying? It's not in the first person hand who that person was dealing with. It done changed hands. And now this person don't care who he sell it to. And some of them don't even want to sell it to who look like
Who's in there? Yep.
you know what I'm saying? They want it because they, like I say, the money must be in green enough and the water ain't cold enough. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he got on and he told his story. Sisters of the South, the person passed. And family, listen, I don't even have to get on the story about family because baby, that's a whole nother situation right there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that might not have been an opportunity. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That might not even been an option. And when you know something is not an option, you're not you just sticking with what you have because
What
you
you
already
got? That's right.
right here and you just thinking that things are going to work out and you got time. You're not
Right.
people not really thinking on transitioning to another location because they feeling as hell. Okay,
Well,
I'm good.
those are the comments of people that, first of all, and I'm gonna say this, and like you said, I know we got to wrap it up. Looking at those comments, it's the comments of people that don't have brick and mortars.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are some level of a business owner, because that brick and mortar life is different. I found that out the hard way. That life is different.
You are currently being recorded.
It's a whole different ball game with that. But we are at our time. I want to thank you guys for joining me and letting everybody know where you guys are. I'm so happy that you guys are still being you and being active and still being out here doing the work. I'm thankful for the friendships that we made, and we're going to continue to be out here doing this work. I want to thank Our Black Media for allowing me this platform to tell you guys what I think. And I will see you guys next fourth Monday in October at 8 o'clock.
For sure.
that
Peace
being
and
said,
blessings.
y'all have
Peace
a
and
great
blessings.
night. Thank
For
you so
sure.
much.
Like this.